Hi, welcome to my beginner's guide for openSUSE 11.4. And the first thing you should do after any Linux installation is to configure your network adapter. So we go to Computer, YAST. This is very similar to the control panel in Windows. And you have to enter your root password. Then we scroll down to Network Settings, configure the network card. Here it's VirtualBox, so it's not really there, but you would choose a wireless adapter after you chose your correct device, and hit next. DHCP, next, and the firewall zone you could pick internal, external, or demilitarized zone. You would scan your network, pick out your SSID, and then enter your encryption key, and also the authentication type, and mine at home is the WPA personal. Of course, on VirtualBox, none of this is really relevant, but to get going on like a dual boot, you would want it to go ahead and configure that first, so you would have a network connection. Then you would have access to be able to do these updates. When you first do the updates, you're going to probably have over 100 after your first install. But this is where you click, and you have to give authentication again. And Flash Player always requires you to accept the terms and agreement. But then you apply, and it will install them. So yeah, those updates, they seem to pop up daily, kind of like Windows, but they make it run smoothly. And so after that, you know, I'm going to show you how to install a program on openSUSE a couple different ways. First, I'm going to go to the Firefox browser, and I like to configure the bookmarks toolbar, just to be able to use the drop-down menu for the openSUSE, and so you can see that the internet is working. This is what you're going to want by configuring that network card. But anyways, you want to go to openSUSE download. This is probably the simplest way to install something, but it only uses the repositories that are the officially supported repositories of openSUSE. I'm going to just do Audacity. This is the program that I've been using to record the sound for these little tutorial videos. And it's in it's officially supported, so it popped right up from the openSUSE site with the one-click install. And you hit next, give your authentication again with the root password, and it's going to install. And you gotta accept that key or else it won't install. And of course I trimmed some time out there. Anyways, you can find it under the recently installed. And there it is. Really simple to install stuff that way. So one thing I forgot to show you was if this was a dual boot or something like that, you'd probably want to install some video graphics drivers. And you can see they are not officially supported with the openSUSE site. So Google is once again your best friend, and you'll see that it's posted right here in one of these official openSUSE.org forums, and it says that the NVIDIA drivers cannot be included with openSUSE because of their license. But you can click one-click install, and it would install a lot very similar to how the Audacity installed a minute ago. Really straightforward, and that would really make your machine run smoother if you had an NVIDIA graphics card. So now I'm going to show you a different way to install something. Cinderella is a screen capture program for Linux that I haven't really got down yet, but it had to be installed a different way. I had to add a repository to do it, and it's in the Pac-Man repository. Now I could click one-click install here, but that didn't go so smooth on my dual boot scenario, so I'm going to try adding the repository first. So once again, I go to YAST, and here I will go to the Software Repositories tab and start it up, and I'm going to go to Add Repositories, and here I'm going to click Community Repositories. Next. Now you can see the Pac-Man there and the NVIDIA graphics drivers. So that's another way you could get that installed if you had to. Alright, so here I am installing the Pac-Man repository, and we're done. It's there. So now if we go to Add Remove Software under the Computer tab, you got to give your authentication for just about anything when you're adding and removing stuff. You're going to see that when you add a repository, they want you to pretty much install a bunch of stuff that helps it work. So we got to go through this, and I'll trim some time out again. And so to install Cinderella, we go back to Install Remove, and now we can type it right in the little search box here. And there it is. And we can click on it and hit Accept, and the baby should install. So this is just another way. Automatic changes. This is what it's going to have to install to make Cinderella work. But this is just another way to install software besides using Firefox and the official repositories. So once again, I will go to the Applications tab, hit Recently Installed, and there it is, Cinderella. And it's a real powerful tool that I really haven't figured out yet, or else I would have used it to make this video all from Linux instead of on my virtual box. So I'll kind of give you a little tour here. This is the start button, for lack of a better term, and all of this stuff came pre-installed on openSUSE. The edutainment, there's a globe. You can actually set that up as your desktop. I'll do that for you in a minute here. There's games that came real simple and just a few. Graphics, photo editing software, and let's see, there's a BitTorrent client. It works, it's been done. The web browser, there's a couple. If you don't like Firefox, there's Conqueror for KDE desktops, which is what openSUSE is. There's audio and video type media equipment there. On the computer tab, this is where your YAST and install software is. There's an Office suite on here, the LibreOffice, and it's got the spreadsheet, the presentation, all compatible with the Microsoft. And the file manager, it's called Dolphin on KDE, and you can enter a super user mode with your root password, and you can edit stuff. So configuring the desktop is what I'm going to do here in a second, but I'm going to do it by right-clicking. This is your system information. Right here is where it would give you your NVIDIA driver and stuff, but I'm going to click on the desktop and do the desktop settings this way. And here I'm going to choose the globe, and it's a real neat thing. My kids love it. You can grab it and rotate it, and it's a pretty slick little desktop. Also, you can move stuff onto the desktop. Like I can take this Cinderella and move it into this little desktop folder here. Same with Audacity. Link here. And you can grab this little icon and change the shape and move it around however you want to customize your desktop. Really, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this beginner's guide to openSUSE, and I hope you learned something.